I grew up in an area called Mylapore in Chennai. I was born and brought up in a typical Hindu family. I believed in idols and went to a temple at least 3 times a week. It was the only form of religion and concept of God that I knew. My parents are staunch Hindus, and being their only son, they wanted me to follow in their footsteps and be a devout Hindu. My life was very ordinary and meaningless. I was only passionate about playing cricket with my friends and nothing else. I first came to Freedom Church when I was 16 years old. My friend's father was invited to church by Rob Ritchie, one of the members of the original church plant team. He gave us the address and invited us to go. My friends and I decided to go and see what this was all about. So we walked into a house in Awapet and saw a bunch of people going crazy and jumping and shouting and being passionate. Everyone in the room was so passionate and full of love. I'd never experienced love like that before. We had a great time that day, and that was the start of something beautiful. My friends and I decided to go to church every time we were invited. So when I first walked into Freedom Church, I didn't know the purpose of me being there. But God spoke to me through others, that He called me to Freedom for a purpose, and that He had a plan for my life. I started coming to church every Sunday after that and decided to sign up for volunteering. I embraced and understood the vision of the church, what they believed in, and heard so many testimonies about how God had changed people's lives, and I decided I wanted my life to change too. I accepted Jesus as my personal Savior at the age of 17, and I never turned back.
Before knowing Jesus, I was in a really bad place. I did not consider myself worthy because I had faced many rejections in my life. I was depressed and very lonely. I started looking at other things like smoking and drinking alcohol to find that void. I found it very hard to stop drinking and smoking. I knew then only Jesus can change my life and remove all the darkness. So I gave my life to Jesus and surrendered everything to Him. God started working in my life. My darkness turned to light, my mourning into dancing, and my hopelessness into hope. I felt that my attitude had changed. My parents even noticed the change in me. But God also began to deliver me from my habits. I stopped smoking and drinking. I started following Jesus, and I knew He had called me for a purpose. He had bought me with a price, and I promised to never go back. I grew hungry to know more about Jesus. I kept praying about it, and God told me to do academy, but it cost 24,000 rupees. This was my first opportunity to step out and believe that He will provide for me. I told God, if He wanted me to sign up for it, I would, because money was nothing for God. Philippians 4:19 says, our God supplies all our needs according to the riches of His glory. Then someone randomly got in contact and said they wanted to pay my full academy fees. I was amazed. God came through and miraculously provided the money I needed. Academy was life transforming. Freedom Weekend in particular was life changing. It set me free. But God had not stopped there. It was just the beginning.
In June 2018, our campus pastors announced that the Chennai campus was going on a mission trip to Kampala, Uganda. I thought about it and my heart wanted to go, even though I had never left the country. This was my next faith test. It cost 60,000 rupees, which I didn't have. But I signed up anyway, even though I had only 2,000 rupees in my pocket. I started to pray, and God gave me a vision that He will make it happen. So I didn't give up and kept praying, knowing that God will come through. A week later, God had prepared me for more than I needed. Trip. It was incredible. I went to Kampala with the team, and they were some of the best days of my life. All along, my pastor had asked me if I wanted to get baptized, and I kept saying no because if my friends told my parents found out, I would get into big trouble. When I was in Africa, I was asked if I would like to get baptized. I prayed about it for a day and said yes, and the amazing opportunity to get baptized in the river Nile. Since stopping going to the temple 2 years ago, my parents have seen so much of change in my life since coming to freedom. I have a new identity, confidence, and hope for the future. Because of what God was doing in my life, even my friends started to come to church and gave their life to Jesus as well. I am now growing as a leader in Freedom Chennai and can't wait to see how God is going to use me in the future to build His kingdom. You can see how everything in my life changed when I started to believe in Jesus. If He can do it for me, He can do it for you as well. My heart is to reach out to people who still don't know Him and are in darkness because they will never know how their life is going to change when they see Jesus' mysterious work. I will definitely go to the ends of the earth and make disciples of all nations because I know that God is with me and He is with you too.
My name is Dinesh and this is my story.